Text Bailey and let her know she got kicked out. Please come back in. So next up, we have Town Hall Renovation Improvement Project with Jeffrey Wood from the University Technical Assistant Program at the University of Denver. He's brought numerous of his students here. They're going to present their findings, recommendations from the Town Hall Renovation Improvement Project. As part of this effort, they're going to show you 3 distinctly different conceptual renderings illustrating potential renovation improvement options for Town Hall.
You want me to stand here, I bet.
I would love for you to stand there.
Can I move it forward a bit?
Absolutely.
Post is gonna go. Okay, yeah. I want to clarify one thing you said. University of Colorado at Denver.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
So, Wildcats, right?
Was it Lynx?
Lynx. My daughter is a graduate.
Okay, there we go. I think a lynx is a wildcat, but maybe not all. Never mind. Yeah. My name is Jeffrey Wood, and as Tim said, I am an architect. I work with graduate students in architecture, landscape architecture, and planning. And our program is funded by the Department of Local Affairs, which is an organization that some of you are familiar with. And at the back end of a project like this, they have, in many years, they'll have money to offer as grants to help develop these projects. I think I covered most of the bases. I just wanted to, when we first met, can you pull up the first slide, or do we have to do that?
Which one do you want me to go into? I've got a few things on here.
Jeremy?
Should be labeled Kiowa.
Okay, yeah. So go into Kiowa.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what he did this summer. Let's watch this design build program. Okay.
And I think Control L will share like a full screen. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's us and Department of Local Affairs, University of Colorado, Denver. I did want to, if you scroll through a couple of slides, I wanted to get to the floor plan. That's okay. So the existing floor plan, when we first met, if I recall, this was a problem, and boy, oh boy, lots of stuff.
That's on me.
Yeah. And we were told this was originally a medical arts building. Is that correct? A medical clinic?
Medical clinic, yeah.
Not really set up for town hall. And so what would happen if we wanted to transform this building into a proper town hall with no post in the middle of the meeting hall? And then there's some ADA compliance issues in terms of, getting downstairs. There's no elevator and a few other things. You do have a beautiful ramp at the front of the building though, which is kind of rare that you would even have that. So we came at it, sort of come up with a mix of offices and support space, and then also build a second story that would allow future expansion in the town hall, but in the short term be for rental property to sort of monetize the building, which seems like a good idea, and also would allow you to, or really cause you to put in an elevator to service both upstairs and the basement. That's where we're at. We've got 3 schemes, and I think A is you, right, Sophia? Sophia is going to regale you with what comes next.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, my name is Sophia. Thank you for having us. So yeah, this, like Jeff was starting to elaborate, was where we started, which is where we are now. So the existing floor plan, this is the existing site plan overall, just pointing out some things because we do have a landscape architect with us. And main parking lot, which main entrance with the ramp, and just to help yourself orient yourself to the site. And then there's alternate parking, and then that drive-through space just off to the left of us, or your right.
To the west.
The east.
East.
East is alternate, yeah.
Okay.
It turned around even in the building.
This is me.
This is you.
So I'm starting from the bottom to the top. So there'll be basement first and second. With the basement level here, I've added for my solution, we've all placed our elevators in different locations. And then for this design scheme, I'm proposing using a dumbwaiter as a more cost-effective solution for accessing the basement without carrying lots of items in your hands, and then possibly turning that top left room into the town vault, which is already in the basement, so it can be fireproofed. And I think there's already additional storage. I haven't been in this building yet. So you can see here where the dumbwaiter lies. The entrance pretty much stays the same, so I'll walk you through from the beginning. The vestibule, which is existing from the ramp. And in this solution, you can see here in green, I've separated the town hall in white, all those town hall services that require privacy. And then in green would be public spaces. So the entrance, which has pretty much stayed the same, and then a public restroom, Kim, you mentioned, making sure that that was accessible. So there is a single ADA restroom that is accessible from the entrance. The clerk is now enclosed and then has windows on the alternate entrance and the waiting. Alternate entrance is meant for people who just need to go straight to the community hall, which is on the second floor. It's almost like a check-in area, make sure, people are, or if they have clients can meet there and then go up. And to the left, the town hall pretty much stayed the same in those 3 existing office spaces. But you can see that the town hall has actually doubled in size. Something we have mentioned is that this space could be used as a town hall meeting room, or when it's not in use, could be used for community events. So it's double the size of what you have now. So working our way up the stairs, off from the top right of the building there, the stairwell / a waiting area for the community hall space. If it's like a leasable office space on the second floor, there could be a waiting room on that stairwell area.
You hit.
Okay, so coming up from the stairwell on the top right, it's a radial circulation, so you have offices on the perimeter of the building. The elevator is off to the side, and I've added an additional waiting area, or it could be turned into a conference room, which is a smaller conference room. The conference room that's there now, it could be for town hall use or for the leasable office space. And it seats up to 12 people right now, so it's still pretty large. Have a coffee corner or a separate break room from the town hall break room, and a computer room for those that don't need leasable space but need access to internet, and 2 ADA restrooms. And something that I've added to this to take advantage of that ramp area, which is in this location at the bottom of the floor plan, is an outdoor balcony space. So connection from the elevator, you can go straight down. I have a view that will show you what that looks like, and go straight up to the outdoor balcony, eat lunch, or have a meeting out there and really just get outside time and enjoy the weather. And then there's an alternate break room on the bottom left that's just for seating, to be a lounge, and then again connects to the outdoor balcony. Okay, so this is that first view. So from the main entrance, you will see this grand Kiowa Town Hall entrance, and you can see where the balcony is, and it wraps around the building. I've relocated the entry door to be the front, so everything is now framed. And off to the right in that corner, you can see that the stairwell is actually like enclosed and blazing. And this is a view from that alternate parking area right next to the drive-through space, where you can see the ramp. And really what changed from this first floor area is just what the building is covered with, basically. So it changed the material, and the ramp stayed the same. And that's that alternate entrance, doesn't have to go away, it'll stay. So it's still an ADA accessible entryway. But here you can see where that fire stair additional egress is that connects to the outdoor balcony. And I've added almost like skylights to the roof to let light in on those colder days. Okay, this is that entry view I was telling you about from the stairwell. You come up the stairs and then this is the first thing that you'll see. So taller ceilings because we added a second floor, so we have more flexibility with the height of the building. You could see that alternate waiting room off to the left, the conference room on your right, and straight ahead is the outdoor balcony. And then here's a closer view of the outdoor balcony, where you can see people sitting off to the left or people taking a phone call on the right side and then still getting a lot of natural light into the building. Okay, and then I will let my colleague.
Hi, my name is Nick. I was doing the landscape design for this version. One thing that you're gonna see, I think, throughout all of these is that we really wanted to highlight the things that make both each individual building design really unique and special, but also what makes what you already have here really unique and interesting. And the first thing that really stood out was those two trees you have up front are magnificent. They're huge, they're beautiful. They're really the anchors of the site. You're going to notice in this scheme, there's another tree added. Reasoning for that being is that those trees are really, really mature. So they're big, but they're probably towards the end of their life cycle. And they're both pretty similar in age. So one thing to be thinking about going forward is what are we going to do about those? And if they should die, is there going to be a tree there to replace them? Because the reality when we work with living things is that you can't just pick up a tree that big and put it in the site and be like, oh, a new tree, it's great. We have to start plant something small way ahead of time and let it grow into that size. And so that's the idea behind placing a new tree in now so that it can grow and it can be getting towards a larger size at the time that we would be losing, unfortunately, those two larger trees. So this design is really based around having this central shaded seating area towards the middle, protected by those three massive trees, and then taking advantage of all of the natural sunlight that we're getting out in that bump out to create a pollinator garden there. That will be really lovely to spend time in. And then towards the back, excuse me, including a bioswale. The idea being that if you were looking at Sophia's building earlier, it has that slanted roof that goes in a singular direction. That means that we'll be able to convey all of the water whenever it does rain that hits the building towards the back of site. We could also regrade the parking lot around, putting cross slopes in, so that it would be something like this with like a 1 to 2% cross slope. And we would drain all that water towards the back of site. We'll get into it with some of the renderings later, but we would create curb cuts around the back of that bioswale in that concrete curb to allow the water to flow down and into that. There'd be a little bit of a drop. We would collect all that water in there and we would use that to grow plants that, while being drought tolerant, can do really well with inundation during flash flood periods. And that would allow us to really take advantage of all the water that would fall on site. If you're looking at the front, you'll see there's kind of a line through the middle of each of the two seating areas.
Nick, would you like this?
I can point. Can't quite reach, but
You can walk up there.
yeah, so you see right here, this kind of line through the middle of each of them. The idea behind that was trying to reference some of the town's history. When I was doing some research on the town, something that really stood out to me was in your town history talking about how the town used to be split between ranchers and farmers. And that the town was like very divided and there was two of every store, one on each side of the road for the ranchers and for the farmers.
So it is.
That's awesome. And so as a reference to that, the idea was using two different colors of, do y'all know what crusher fines are? Awesome. Two different colors of crusher fines having this split down the middle. And so as time goes on, then people will walk along this and it'll kind of start to intermingle and mix and bring the town back together, just as theoretically has happened, but maybe hasn't. You want to?
I was just saying that there's still two stores.
So this is a view from the front. One thing you're going to notice is that there's a lot of planting going on. So what I wanted to do was for these plantings, make it something that is native, make it stuff that we don't need to do a lot of maintenance on. So these are all xeriscaped plants. The idea is that large areas will just go back to being shortgrass prairie plants. So lots of blue grama, lots of side-outs grama, switchgrass, the works. That would also mean that you would need largely a no-mow regime for your landscaping. A lot of those plants, the stems of them serve as homes for insect larvae. And then those will turn into pollinators in the spring. We want to take advantage of that. We want to encourage that. We want life. And so being able to do that with being no mow means that you're going to have way less maintenance on your hands. And is going to give you the benefit of the pollinators, which is really, really nice. We're also using a lot of xeriscape bushes, things like sagebrush, rabbit brush, Apache plume, that are going to flower. They're going to bring in more pollinators. They're going to bring in life. But again, they're not things that we need to be worrying about taking care of. Another option in that would be like a 3-leaf sumac, which is going to provide berries. Those berries actually stay through the winter, and so they encourage your winter bird population to stay around, which I really love.
The raccoons.
Yeah, and raccoons potentially. So you can see those two different colors of crusher fines. This front area gets that pollinator garden. We are concerned about how much water we're using. That's part of the xeriscaping. You'll notice there's something that looks like a bird bath there. Water feature could be concerning. The idea behind that is that it's basically just a basin that you can fill up with a bucket. That way it gets filled up only when it needs to. We're not having running water for as heavy evaporation. And that'll be huge for things like hummingbirds in the area. We can surround that with some red plantings to really encourage them to come in. And having that spot where they can cool off, get a little water access will encourage them to use the site. It'll make it more enjoyable for people out front. I think another nice thing about this is that we have this shade area and this sun area. If you want to spend time out in this garden, you can pick between the two, do whatever suits you best. When you guys are having your tree lighting ceremony, it's going to provide a great place in front for having access to that. Additionally, people will be able to get that view from up on top where Sophia pointed out the balcony. So there's a ton of space for taking advantage of this area. I like that this makes it a little bit less of like a formal concrete sidewalk up. It makes it feel more like a garden as opposed to this direct shot in. I think that's one of the appeals of this one. Other scheme, as you'll see later, we keep that straight shot in, but that's up to you guys. It depends really on what you want that feeling to be. Most of the seating here is sandstone blocks. I think that's something that really makes Colorado unique is all the different stones we have, how much access to stone there is here. It's such an amazing building material. Colorado produces so much of it. And so really trying to root ourselves in place and root ourselves in what materials make where we are special. Go to the next slide. This is that back bioswale I was talking about. And so you can see those are those curb cuts all along. The idea is that all of your water will flow down into there. It will keep it from hitting up against foundation of building on the edges. I know you mentioned last time we talked that you've had some issues with the basement flooding. This could potentially be a way to make sure we're knowing where that water is going to go, keeping it from going down in there, and then taking advantage of it, making that back alley area really something that could be beautiful and is going to have a lot of life in it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jeremy. So for Scheme B, so this first picture, just taking a look at this, you'll notice the simple gable forms and the materiality and the big windows. There was an attempt here to kind of speak to the vernacular architecture that's been around this county for generations, the sort of barn architecture and the working buildings. And then you have these giant windows, which for a town and for Kiowa's town hall, it's like a building, it's a special building. It needs like an identity, it needs to say transparency, and welcoming as a government building. And so that was kind of the thought process behind some of the forms that you're seeing here. After this, we can go, yeah, you can go to the next and we'll talk a little bit about the site. So you can see here, and just the same as the ones you've been seeing, on the bottom of the screen is like that way. So the bottom of the screen is north. And then Comanche Street right out here. This scheme here pretty much leaves the landscaping in its form that it is here. The biggest change is that this parking lot is a little bit more defined out here for parking. And there's a little bit more parking, more defined parking on this other drive over here. The building footprint, yeah, I'll talk about it here. Where that driveway is, that's been enclosed, so that's a little bit extra space that's being added to the building. And then you'll see right here, like this patio area is left there, and now becomes the entrance in these plans that you'll see here. And that entrance over there kind of connects the two with this extra volume over there. So there's a little bit added here and a little bit added over there for square footage reasons. You can go to the next slide. So we'll start with the basement. Same as Sophia was showing, we're keeping storage down there, the vault was built down there, and you'll see that the elevator there, and that elevator will service all 3 floors. There'll be some kind of mechanism where only, the staff here can get down into the basement, not the tenants upstairs, or however that ends up working out. You can go to the next slide. So for this first floor, and I did a similar thing with the shading. The darker shading is kind of where the public comes in and interacts with the staff here through that window at the entrance there, and then up into this room where we're standing here, which has been extended that way. I think there's about an extra 100 feet, so about an extra 10 by 10 space. And then you'll see that extra added on space at the bottom for that staircase. In that front rendering, that was where that big window is. It kind of illuminates that stairway, shows the up and down of the building. And then also on the back, you have that enclosed space where the stairway. Other than that, there's a staff break room, a conference room, and a few offices, just as it is now, just shifted around just a bit. You can go to the next slide. For the upstairs, this is another version of what office space might look like for the upstairs, depending on how you guys want to move forward with, is it a more of a co-working space for the community? Is it more of a one business rents out the entire space, or, is it rented office by office? And so this could really change and really reflect how exactly that plan moves forward with that. This is showing a little bit bigger office space upstairs with less offices. And you still have that central circulation that could serve as community workspace or break areas and stuff like that. Okay, you go to the next slide. So this gives you kind of a look at the building. We're looking at kind of the same front from the first slide. The parking lot right out here, the 2 trees, obviously, and then that open landscape to do what you want with it there. I have a couple of renderings on the next few slides that kind of show that the native planting and that kind of things to help with your landscaping. You can go through the next. So this is so this is like from the street side. You're looking at it straight on from this over here behind me. You can see that transparency that's connected to the town hall and to the city offices, and then that landscaping of the pathways leading up. And then I think there's one more after this. You can go to the next. And this will be kind of that view, kind of showing that barn architecture vernacular, connecting it to this place. And this is kind of the view that you would get coming into the city, or coming through town right here on Comanche. Kind of your first look at the building and the space. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
You're done.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin. I'm excited to show you the third and final scheme. Right here is my site plan and a couple elevations just to get the flavor of the building right away. one thing you'll notice here is a tower I incorporated. We'll actually go where that porch is. And that I'll get into that more into my renders. But that's all about prominence and how building a vertical element will help give that prominence, the town hall look and feel for the town and for the neighborhood. And then you can see a little map of the landscaping that Nick worked on, which we'll also go into later. We can go to the next slide. Starting down below in the basement, it's basically the same layout, but you'll notice the only addition is the elevator is placed in that location right around that staircase, which is a great spot to give access to all 3 levels. This is a different location than the other 2 schemes. This will require some demolition of the building. So this is the most expensive version of the elevator location, but it is, it offers that direct access to all floors and maybe a little more convenience for our employees. We can go to the next. This is the first floor. A little bit of expansion is being done on the first floor, and that's going to be at the bottom right corner near the entrance. An added conference room is added in that spot. That adds a nice massing to complement the rest of the building. You'll see in my renders, and that'll connect to the tower. Entering the building, you'll move through the vestibule that basically keeps the same footprint as it is now. You'll enter into that lobby, as well as the gallery, which is connected to the tower. It kind of gives access to the rest of the building. Nice central entrance location for all visitors. Right there at the top right is the new clerk and reception office with a window. So if people need to come in, pay their bills, speak to the clerk, the straight shot in and out. The new and expanded meeting hall is right there up front, kind of facing the street. It's expanded. 100 square feet have been added to the meeting hall roughly, as well as a public ADA restroom kind of right outside that front door. And that's the only public restroom added. And then one other thing that I did was expand your front entrance where the ramp is. I leveled that out and moved the ramp to the left. All that is level now, and added pillars to make a nice front porch to create outdoor public space for gathering and to kind of reflect that homestead feel, front porch feel, which you'll see in renders. Kitchen and break room is also an addition I added in the bottom left corner with a door connected to the meeting hall. So if you have events other than town hall meetings, community events, there's a nice kitchenette at the ready right there to provide food, cater, and whatnot for visitors. And then all those offices stacked in the back are gray because I didn't have to demolish any of those walls. So most of that side of the building will stay the same first floor. So now we can go upstairs. So this is what I added upstairs. That gallery I was talking about, that stairwell connected to the tower, extends up into this space kind of to a similar gallery layout, providing access to the rest of the spot. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, the blue shaded area is a public space. It's everything that isn't shaded in blue that can be locked down and private for employees and whatnot. It's kind of up to y'all. But the thought behind this is security. So you can lock down parts of the building you don't want access to during public events. You don't want like kids running around into people's offices. This layout is designed to have that public access on one part. I added.
See, before you leave that slide, I want to make sure you're taking full advantage of something we did about that was you've got the ability to expand town hall. These 4 offices can be expanded because there's a stairway that goes right up, and then these could be leasable. So if there's a point where you wanted to have, we're going to need more offices for town hall, you can take that space without any major incursion.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's just you don't have to do it. I'm just saying.
So the lockdown can be modular.
Correct, right. And it seems like part of the deal here is to help the town hall grow over time. And so it's not all or nothing upstairs. You could have some growth and still have some monetization in the upstairs stuff. So
Thank you.
I just wanted you to take credit for that, what you've done.
I appreciate
You're
that.
about to say next slide, and I just want.
Yeah, thank you. And then lastly, there's 2 new spaces upstairs, the conference room, the bottom left. You'll see there are nice big windows allowing a lot of natural light into that spot for meetings, whatnot, and also outdoor space is incorporated upstairs as well. There's 2 balconies. There's one on the left, and there's one up front right above that front porch. It's like a double front porch upstairs. Someone wants to take a call out there, view what's going on in the front yard, just trying to incorporate that indoor outdoor space. And the restrooms are stacked directly above the restrooms downstairs, so all plumbing can be centralized, connected. We can move on to the renders. This is from the trees. You'll be able to see the tower on the right, that front porch, homestead up front. You can see the ramp is now shifted to the left. Trying to incorporate large glazing, get some natural light inside, and that expansion to the right for that new common. There'll be some new construction there. And I have some more angles on the slide. This is from the parking lot outside of the building. Got a nice view of the tower. I also think that it lends itself as a great spot for a public mural or art piece or events banner, what have you. This is a pheasant. It's just an idea of what like an art piece could look like there for the town. Yeah, just a great advertising spot. And those windows will wrap around that tower, adding, allowing natural light into that well, into that stairwell, where all that public space is. And then top right, that's the new front entrance, front porch. The bottom right is a view of the lobby. Of the front door entrance from the inside and that staircase upstairs. And then I have a couple more, one more slide of the landscape. Yeah, so this is also the front side, but at different angles. So you can see that eastern balcony, just a closer look at the building on this side. And yeah, that's my building. And then I'll let Nick talk about the landscape scheme. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You can go to the slide. Awesome. Yeah. So from this view, actually, could you humor me and jump back to the plan view of the entire site, 4 or 5 slides back? You were there. Yeah, that's the one. All right. So for this one, really thinking about, again, trying to take advantage of that front area, using those shaded areas and sun areas. The idea here was a little funky, but trying to do something with a sundial. You have this beautiful direct light coming north-south that's really open on both sides. We can take advantage of that and do something cool. So the idea behind that was kind of creating a sundial garden where it's going to be broken up within that circular area by different flowering perennials. And that then the shadow of our sundial piece will move across them, telling you time throughout the day. Create again those sunny areas versus those shaded areas. Another theme for this one was trying to create rooms without making walls. And so using things like shrubs that while they start out, they'll be pretty small, eventually will grow to be over 1 meter tall, and they'll block those sight lines. So if you're sitting on the edge of that sundial garden, you might be right next to the road, but you're going to have this shrubbery up behind you, and that's going to block that view, and it's going to block some of that noise, not make it feel like you're sitting right on the edge of the road, but make you feel like you're a little more sheltered in and trying to divide up spaces using those. You can go back to the renders again. Sorry, I'm making you jump all around.
It's okay, just say when.
Next, 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 next. Bingo. All right. So you can see in there that little sundial piece, shaded area versus sunny area. Those shrubs you're seeing along the edge will get bigger than that probably as they grow. This is probably them a couple years in, but Eventually they'll get taller than that. As for what flowering perennials we could put in there, thinking things like penstemon, lupines, prairie cone flower, sulfur flower buckwheat. There's a lot of other different options, but those are all different colorful flowers we could put in. The idea is you divide it up by different colors, make it feel really vibrant, bright. Could you go back to one more? Cool. We're going to use that same vernacular of flowers to kind of line a lot of these walkways. This has that more formal walkway up from the front, like is there right now, unlike that other design. That is maybe something you want if you want more of that formal feeling of approaching the building, or maybe you want it more informal, then it would make more sense to go in the other direction. Again, we're giving you a lot of options to have good views of those trees, trying to take advantage of the fact that those trees are providing wonderful shade because of that direct south sunlight that you're getting. You can go back to the big render again. One more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so again, looking at that, creating these areas. The seating's a little more formal here. Went with benches and then picnic table on the far side. Again, I'd say that a lot of those seating choices are interchangeable depending on what you want. Just trying to show you what your options are. That's more similar to what you have out there right now. But if you wanted to do this, but with something more like a sandstone block, or even something totally different that we haven't shown you yet, totally open to that. Interested to hear what kind of benches and what type of seating vernacular you're interested in. So there's definitely a lot of ways you can go with that. And are you looking for picnic bench areas where people can sit out and have lunch out there? Or is this more of a stop for a shorter period of time and relax? Maybe I'm reading a book or drawing. And that really depends on what you guys are looking for out of the usage of that space. Again, similar plantings. I would recommend a similar regime. The point of this is that you're not having to irrigate it. You're not having to mow it. You're not having to do a lot of intense labor to keep it nice. I really want that to be foregrounded for y'all. The point is that this is something that can be beautiful and you can just kind of let it go and let it do its thing with minimal intervention. I think that's kind of the dream, right? Is that we don't have to be constantly fussing over the thing, but it can still be beautiful and it can still bring in a lot of life and bring joy to someone who's spending time here every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I know we've taken up a lot of your time. I'm gonna give you guys your homework assignment. First of all, I'd like to hear any comments you have. I also wanted to circle back a little bit and say the 3 elevator schemes that we were talking about were deliberately done in different places. When they're outside of the existing building, they are easy to build because you can put your heavy equipment in and put your elevator pit in. Putting it inside the building is more integrated with the existing flow of the building, but also requires that somebody get a backhoe or something inside the building, which can be invasive. So invasive translates to cost generally. So that's it. I wanted to say that part and see if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns or anything. You can copy that onto your computer, the flash drive, and you can distribute that as you see fit.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, this is at my computer, so
We can actually send it to you.
can you do that?
Yeah. It's easy.
Okay, that would
Yeah.
be easier.
So you guys can look at it, more. I realize we're just throwing a lot of stuff at you but it's gracious of you to give us the chance to present all this stuff to you. So
Thank you for all the
Thanks
work
for-
you've put
yeah.
into it.
is there any initial comments or questions? Just come on, you got it. No.
Question, if
Yeah.
you put the elevator on the outside of the building, I mean, we'll get 20 below here sometimes. If we
You can do it though.
How energy efficient is it or not? That way, and would it mess up the working of the elevator?
Well, the wall would be insulated, properly insulated and everything like that, so we would hope that it would be okay. I understand that the question you're asking is legitimate. Is it more vulnerable to some catastrophic, the heat goes out and, I don't think elevators have anything that's gonna be that vulnerable to cold. The hydraulic fluid would probably seize up a little bit, but I don't have I'm not gonna dance around it. I've seen it done before. I know we can do it. It's just a matter of like technically just making sure the enveloping wall is properly insulated and, you know, hope the heat stays on.
Would it,
I just know exactly.
would it,
So it's
oh,
like
sorry,
an
go ahead.
addition. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you're building an addition
Correct.
onto the,
Yeah.
onto the building and then incorporating an elevator into that addition.
Right,
So it's
yeah.
not, so it's not an outside
Well,
elevator.
that wasn't what I was thinking. I was just thinking of having that space out there, not inside, but the demolition sounds really expensive.
Right.
Well, it's done all the time though. I mean, it is not rocket science, but it is cheaper. Elevators are expensive. And you guys are in kind of a situation where you kind of need one, you're a public entity. And so we have to be respectful of the cost. So on a dollar for dollar basis, putting it on the outside is probably, don't quote me, but I'm gonna say it's probably half the cost of putting it inside the building. Once it's there, it's gonna cost the same amount to maintain year over year. So I mean, once you get it done, it's done. So yeah, it's a conundrum, really. Elevators are a pain, but you gotta do it. So, okay, anybody else have anything?
I liked your plans.
Yeah.
Let's build them all. I'm glad you said that. None of these is what we're gonna build. These are all meant to have
Oh, great ideas.
come up with different ideas. And toward the end, we'll hybridize all these into like, well, we like.
I was
this
gonna
kind of
say,
thing.
I was,
Oh, no,
That's great.
no, but that's what we want to do. We're not finished. Eventually, we'd like to have a public meeting, invite the public in to sort of comment on
yeah,
it. And get their feedback as well. You don't have to always, sometimes people have weird ideas. I'm not saying that's bad. Weird ideas are great for business, but so don't feel locked in, but we want to just get feedback. Like, we really like this. We'd like to not do that. We need a bigger town hall. We don't need as big a town hall. I mean, when I say town hall, I mean meeting space.
Yeah.
Chambers. So
Without a pole.
that was the first thing he said when we walked in here.
I
Can we get,
Rent of the pole.
we're not hiring you unless you get rid of the pole. Bring my building pole remover stuff. All right, thank you guys very much, appreciate it. Jeremy, did you get your flash drive? No. Okay, we'll get out of your hair. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yep, our pleasure.
Great ideas.
Yeah. If that don't work, hit it harder.
Can you email that to me?
I will, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
much. You guys be careful going back.
You just get a saw, get it out and see what happens.
See you, Jeff's picking up.
No, do not do that. I disavow knowledge of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mother.
Well, Dave, good job.
sound like a robot.
Okay.
Trevor had some comments during I did not see until just now. Trevor said, and I did not know that. Did you all know that Town Hall was a modular building? They took the wheels off of it when they set it there. I did not know that.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Is Trevor?
Thank you, Trevor. Trevor's on now.
Yes.
Yes, he could not see, they could not see the renderings from their side, but yeah, he was making comments and I'm sorry, Trevor, I did not see those till just now.
We can probably get those out to everybody, right?
Yeah, they're gonna email it to me.
Great. Awesome presentation, Bob. All right. So we move on, do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
I'll second that.
Jonathan second.
Okay.
Okay, and everybody had a chance to look over the expenditures from the year to date?
But they approved both of them at the same time when they did that. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. So all those in favor say aye.
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 Bailey?
Sorry, I.
Those opposed say nay. Alrighty, so we have approved the consent items. Now we're going on to general business, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Cameron Josh will introduce the first resolution.
Resolution 2026-09 is approving the professional services agreement for municipal judge services with Judge Kevin T. Elman. He is present. The town received 3 submittals in response to the solicitation. Following review and evaluation of those qualifications, we are recommending approval of the agreement with Judge Elman. Approval of this resolution will formalize the town's engagement with him and ensure the continued operations of municipal court, which was continued or what do you call it? Scheduled, whatever, until the next court date, because we didn't have a judge this month. So we need to get back in gear. Judge Elman is here to answer any questions you have regarding the agreement or municipal court.
Or to provide a
Thank you.
statement. For the-
Or just say, this is my face. This is who I am.
Meeting.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for having me. Any questions y'all have for me, I'm happy to answer. I don't think I have any questions.
Anybody online?
Bailey?
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get away from my children when I talk to you guys. No, I do not have any questions currently. No.
I'm good.
Trevor's good.
How,
So-
I have a couple.
Go ahead.
So how many municipalities do you currently represent?
I'm currently the presiding judge in Centennial, Cherry Hills Village, and Morris.
Okay, and are you looking at expanding at all?
Well, I've been picking up opportunities that don't conflict with my current judicial positions. And also I'm in private practice in Castle Rock, so.
Okay, on the private practice, do you do any kind of defense for public case, like defense of the public in any cases?
No.
No.
Well, the general public, yes, I'm a private defense, I'm a former DA in the, what, it was the 18th when I was there, now the 23rd and the 18th have split, but and now I'm in private practice and I do defense work. But
Okay.
as part of, once I started doing judge positions, I do not take any cases in any municipality, whether I'm the judge there or not, just because I don't know if you all know who the auspices are, but they are the prosecutors in several different jurisdictions, including one of mine. So just to avoid any potential run-ins with being a judge in one jurisdiction with the other prosecutor and then handling a defense case with the prosecutor in another, I just don't handle any municipal defense cases.
I read that.
Yeah. Oh, you don't handle any municipal defense cases?
No.
Got it, okay, that's all. Sure. Is Bailey trying to?
No, she's muted.
Okay. Coming into the position, will you be implementing any kind of standing orders of the municipal court that deal with, you know, the role of the clerk or continuances, notices, how defendants are supposed to communicate with the court if they need an extension? I mean, what do you usually do in that situation?
That's interesting you asked that question because we've already, Kim and I have been discussing apparently an issue with how continuances were granted by clerk on a routine basis. I don't know that that's necessarily the appropriate way to handle that. I make myself available to my other jurisdictions for any request for continuances, but I think that's something that the judge should be granting or denying. So I do anticipate implementing, at least as to that issue, a standing order as to how people can go about requesting continuances. Those will then be reviewed by me and either approved or denied. And then we'll set some general timelines for those requests and how it'll be handled. Because I think that's probably the easier way, so no one can accuse the clerk of playing favorites to somebody who they know versus somebody they don't. So I think that's probably the way to do it.
Yeah, in our the town's code and charter basically provides that authority and delegates that somewhat of a duty to the municipal judge to create those orders.
Right.
You know, so if you don't create them, they're not there. And then that would allow for those situations. So, all right, that's all I have.
Anybody else? Trevor, Bailey, do you have any questions for the judge?
I don't think I do currently. I think that was explained very well. Thank you.
I don't have any questions at this time.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the paperwork, the paperwork you submitted, all the answers, all the questions I had were like, oh, that's cool. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
out.
sir,
Thank you.
very much.
Put a face with the name.
Yeah.
Okay,
The resolution 2026-09 will approve the professional services agreement between the town and the municipal judge, and also appointment to the position. So you would give a motion to adopt that resolution.
Okay.
So moved.
Second,
so can we do a roll call? Can we do a roll call on this one?
They don't have to.
No.
So,
That's for discussion.
okay. Is there any other discussion on this, resolution 2026-09? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, say nay. So resolution 2026-09 is approved.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
thank you, sir, very much.
We appreciate you staying and waiting.
No
Thank you
no
for
problem
your
at all.
patience.
Thank you. I'll just.
We'll get in contact. Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, resolution 2026-10, resolution approving the professional services agreement, housing and community development specialist between the town and Davidson Consulting Solutions. I want to introduce you to Mr. Patrick Davidson of Davidson Consulting Solutions. He did previously serve as the town administrator of the town of Elizabeth and brings extensive experience in local government, housing, economic development, and community planning. He has knowledge of Elbert County and the surrounding region, including opportunities and challenges that we're facing in our rural communities, provides strong value to the grant-funded project. In the interest of full transparency, Mr. Davidson is the spouse of our town clerk, Davidson. Staff is bringing this forward openly so the board is aware of the relationship as part of this consideration. It is my recommendation, based on Mr. Davidson's qualifications, regional experience, and ability to support the project in a very meaningful way. The project will be completed in partnership with Kimley Horn. They will serve as the lead planning and technical consultant responsible for the housing needs assessment, data analysis, market analysis, public engagement, and preparation of the final housing strategy and recommendations. We're going to address that on the July agenda with Kimley Horn in their role. Mr. Davidson's role, though, will focus on local and regional expertise, stakeholder coordination, community outreach support, and strategic guidance to ensure the final project reflects the unique needs of Kiowa and the surrounding area. Approval of this resolution will formalize our engagement with Davidson Consulting and support successful completion of the Housing Community Development Initiative project. Do you have any questions for Mr. Davidson?
Have quite the.
Or staff? Like Josh, you can ask Josh.
So I do, of course, with the relationship. I didn't see anything opposing it in our charter.
Oh, no, there's not an ethical conflict.
Do you want to speak to what the project? Yeah.
Sure. Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the board. Really quickly, just to ensure that we cover all the bases. Thank you for the opportunity to visit with you this evening. A couple of points I want to hit on. As administrator pointed out, I have some experience as an administrator, but I have a very broad background in housing, economic development, the aspects and the interrelationship between that. I started my career as a private attorney representing developers, representing land use planners as they work through projects for municipalities. I've been involved in creating site plans, agreements with municipalities, working through easements, land and title concerns, things like that. I've also had the opportunity to serve in the realm of economic development. My economic development experience largely centered on state and regional development within Wyoming. I was part of the team that put together bringing Kawasaki heavy industrial from Japan to Gillette, Wyoming for graphene and carbon sequestration studies. Also had a hand in courting California industries that manufacture outdoor goods, bringing those to Wyoming, and with that, hundreds of employees and tens of millions of dollars in tax revenue. I've also served as a city attorney, deputy city attorney, so I've been on that side of the equation, putting together land use applications, working with developers in that regard, and working on feasibility impact studies, dealing with the intricacies of water use, water recycling, sewer easements related to the other aspects of it, whether it be gas lines, transportation studies, those things. I've also served as town administrator, as the administrator pointed out, for the town of Elizabeth, which is the smallest town I worked for, and then the largest community is approximately 33,000, where I was the administrator as well. So while this is admittedly my first consulting project that would be of this scope, I think my background has been well prepared for the background, the intricacies, and the challenges that may arise. Having been on both your side of the table and on this side and all the points in between, I think it's important also to point out that when it comes to these types of work, I think it's important for your consultant to come in with no preconceived notions. I don't have an agenda to advance one way or the other. My task, as I see it, is to provide you as much information as you can so that you, in conjunction with the citizens, can decide what is best for the town and the steps that need to be played.
Absolutely.
What my job is to show you paths and pitfalls and benefits so that you can make an informed decision. And so that's how I approach all of these projects, and that's how I would approach this project.
Fantastic.
Based on that, do you have any other
Answered them all. For me, anyway.
Bailey, Trevor, do you have any questions for Mr. Davidson?
I don't think so. I feel like I had something earlier, but if I think of it, I'll let you know.
She's a little distracted right now.
Trevor?
So I read through this and granted I haven't. But if it, do I understand this right? That this contract, how long does this go? 18 months, is that correct?
Yes, it's a grant funded contract.
And it's for a total of 140,000 is what we're signing on. Is that correct?
Correct. No, hold
The
on.
contract itself is 130.
It's 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Based on a dollar requirement, it's 130.
yes.
Yeah, and Trevor, it would potentially be for 18 months. The contract is subject to appropriation for our budget of next year as well, just to not violate Tabor. So just letting you know that it's not an automatic flat fee of 130,000. It's a not to exceed based on his hourly rate. So he would be providing invoiced monthly statements that show his hour work. And then, yeah, again, this would be for next year as well, as long as the funds are appropriated through the budgeting process.
And that's written in this contract, I'm going to assume, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I understand. With that, I guess I'll make the motion to approve. Now I'm trying to get back to my resolution. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
My scroller is slow. We'll get there. Resolution 2026-10, and it's approving the professional service agreement for housing and community development specialists between the town of Kiowa and Davidson Consulting Solutions.
Second that.
Hey, all those in favor say aye.
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 Bailey, you being hogtied or?
No, I said aye.
Oh, I didn't hear you, hon.
Those opposed say nay. Okay. Looks like resolution 2026 -10. Approving the professional services agreement. Housing and Community Development Specialist between the town and Davidson Consulting Solutions passes.
Madam Mayor, if I could, for purposes of housekeeping, I do have a signed copy of it.
Thank you.
It's ready for appropriate signatures.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome
Thanks
to
for
Windover.
waiting too.
No worries. Oh, I've had the opportunity to work with Jeff, and I always enjoy working with him and seeing what his students come up with. So it's fun for me as
That was a
Yeah.
great presentation, love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
very much so. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They are very smart kids. The landscaping one cracked me up.
Oh, yeah, I really like him. I was like, I know.
I'm gonna need to retrain his pointer finger though.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Like
He-
darling.
He was excited. He was excited.
Thank you.
See you later. Thank you. Okay,
He was funny.
resolution, we'll move on.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Already found that. An issue, but it's okay.
Did you do that?
No,
Fine.
this is the one that wasn't packaged.
Oh,
We'll just resend it to them.
okay.
No big deal. Okay. Now we're moving.
Let's see. All right, this resolution 2026-11, resolution formally supporting the memorial designation portion of State Highway 86 that passes through town of Kiowa in honor of Mayor Terry Howard. There was a short discussion of this at our services, initiated by Commissioner McDaniel. And this is our taking the formal step of saying we would like to move forward with supporting that and collaborating with the county and the state and whatever processes needed to be done to get that accomplished.
So this is, just putting up a placard designating a specific.
Yes, you
Road,
can't
the
legally rechange, you can't change the name of a
Right,
highway.
exactly.
Yeah,
So it's
it's,
just a section that's gonna be a memorial section named, by signs like they have down on Highway 24 or
yeah,
anywhere else. So,
and on 25,
yeah,
headed down to Raton, yeah.
exactly. Well, any discussion?
All right. And I'm the outcast here, I'm sure. And I don't want this to come off with any disrespect to Terry Howard. But for me, I've sat through a lot of mayors that have passed that have been a part of town of Kiowa, including Jack Pemberton, Bob Johnson, Dale Sexton, Gleason Cruz. I'm not sure if Daryl Abbey was a mayor at the time or not. But honestly, I personally, I can't support that without including them. I just can't.
I think the difference in the two Trevors, Terry's
no,
the first sitting mayor that has died as your sitting mayor. There's the distinct difference. Everybody has great achievements and accomplishments in that position. None of them left us in the way that Terry did while they were sitting in that chair. And that's the significance of the memorial. My two cents.
Jeez, I don't. I respect that thought process. I understand it. I mean, Boog Johnson passed away while he was a county commissioner of District 3. I think county was lucky to send the family a bouquet of flowers, but I don't, anyway. I'm just voice of my my thought.
Understood.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to discuss on this? Okay. Is there a motion to approve resolution 2026-11?
So moved.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say nay.
Trevor, we're waiting on you. You didn't give one either way, huh?
I'll abstain.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I believe an abstention is just counted as a yes.
Okay.
So resolution 2026-11, formally supporting the memorial designation of the portion of State Highway 86 that passes through the town of Kiowa in honor of Mayor Terry Howard, passes. Okay, now we'll go on to resolution 2026-12.
Josh, is it?
Thank you, Mayor. I will walk us through that one. This is a resolution for an easement of the art mural, and it's basically the town would be approving the art mural an agreement and accepting the easement. And that's with Ravens Wing LLC and Trustee Stahl as an owner who has a financial interest in the company and in the property. One way or the other, whether or not you could think that it would be an improvement or not an improvement to the property because it's impacting your property. We would ask that you not participate in the voting on this resolution. Okay. Because you are going to be involved as a private individual.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
So, as you know, Kiowa Main Street received a grant in order for an art mural to be painted here in the town. Do you actually want to talk about the grant and the mural process at all?
Yeah, I mean, so the mural's gonna start on Monday. They start on Monday, they'll be done by the end of the week. This is a collaboration of your new Main Street Board in creating a piece of art that is, it's a nod to your history from where you came from and where you've evolved to. It kind of comes full circle. And it's their first substantial project that they've chosen to do for beautification of your downtown area. It's going to be the first thing anybody sees as they're coming in from the west end of town, welcoming them to Kiowa.
Where's it gonna be painted at?
On Connie's Hay Barn
Oh,
at 40 Mile.
Barn 86.
Yep.
the side that faces 86. Right before you go over the new bridge, it's about to be there.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of work with the mural girls. This is some girls in a mural who are very well known out here in the Eastern Plains and out into Kansas and
I saw their work.
yeah. Yeah, they're very nice ladies.
They've done the one in Elizabeth.
Yes, they did. It's fun to go to their Facebook page and look at all of the different municipalities that they've done,
I
and
did.
even private ones are really good.
My parents visited all of them this last summer.
Yeah, I think they just loaded one on there today. They did in Flagler.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're very talented.
Yes.
Those are fabulous.
Yeah, they did the silos in Flagler. That was the most recent one.
So this resolution, again, is approving the easement that the town is accepting in order for the town to be able to use the building and the land around it for the art mural and to basically put it up there and maintain it. And it's a 5-year easement. It would be recorded against the property. So if the land or the building is sold, it travels with the property. So, and then the next resolution, we'll talk about the license agreement that the town gives to Kiowa Main Street, but this particular one is an easement that's coming to the town. Do y'all have any questions?
Any questions, Bailey, Trevor?
No, not for me.
Trevor?
I'm good.
So I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-12, accepting an easement for an art mural, approving the emergency easement agreement with Ravenwing. LLC, ratifying the mayor's execution of the mural agreement.
Okay,
Need a second.
second. Second Bailey or Trevor?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Hey, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. And say aye, sorry. All right.
Do you need some water?
Say aye.
Do you? Can you grab our water, please?
So resolution 2026-12. Accepting an easement for an art mural, approving the mural easement agreement with Ravenswing LLC and ratifying the mayor's execution of a mural easement agreement. Passes. Excuse me.
Okay. So next resolution is 2026-13. This is a resolution approving the art mural license agreement between the town of Kiowa and the Kiowa Main Street program. Because the Main Street program is basically it's separate from the town, we would give it a license agreement so that way it can enter into its own agreement with the artists to paint on the side of the building.
Yes.
So that's what this resolution does, is approving the license agreement between the town that is granting to Kiowa Main Street. If you have any questions about the license agreement, please let me know.
I don't have any questions.
I don't have any questions. Bailey, Trevor? Questions?
No, not currently.
No,
Thank you.
Now I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2026-13. A resolution approving an art mural license agreement between Town of Kiowa and the Kiowa Main Street program.
Okay, second.
Trevor.
I can second. Oh, no, Trevor.
Trevor does.
Sorry, I wasn't sure. Okay. Resolution 2026-13, a resolution approving an art mural license agreement between the town of Kiowa and the Kiowa Main Street program is approved. Oh, sorry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Okay, now that it's
Yes,
officially.
good job.
Thank you.
Behave yourself.
All right.
He's keeping us in mind.
Staff reports. Okay. With me, the mayor, today I met with the senior citizens. And last month I had told you that they were waiting to talk to the dads of Elbert County for some, painting, new carpet installation and electrical outlets and those are all an AC unit. They have the painting covered by the dads of Elbert County, the electrical by the dads of Elbert County. They are in need of an HVAC person for installing an AC unit that they're going to be purchasing separate from an HVAC company. And then they're also wanting bids for a new sign, new signage out in front. I should have brought that in, we didn't bring that, sorry. But there's the sign at in the middle of the driveway over there, the senior citizen center. They want to be putting that in metal. And so they've got that out for bids and then,
Leaving it in the parking lot
yeah, that one.
because Main Street just got a $15,000 grant to put wayfinding. So there'd be a sign at 86 that points the senior center back
Oh.
there.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, and then, anyway, yes, did we discuss today? after they get all that done, then they're gonna put in a carpet and everything seems to be moving.
Should we just move those walls out a little for them, give them a little bit more space,
Right.
like a tiny little closet.
It is, well, eventually, hopefully we can do something. about that.
I'll call Miss Betty tomorrow and talk to her about that sign.
She's in Chicago,
Oh, I'll call Evie,
Abby.
Thank you for correcting me, because she'll correct me.
Hang on.
They're previous school teachers and they let you know what,
She's such a cute little thing.
yeah.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to discuss?
Yeah, I, for personal reasons, we made the decision to move our family. And we'll be putting our house on the market to sell. And we'll be moving to a different location that is outside of the town of Kiowa.
Are you hiding from us? It's almost like you're keeping it a secret.
No. Just stating the facts.
Yeah.
Cause it's kind of tough, cause I was talked into by Trevor a long time ago to give this a shot and be a part of the, town board. And I've enjoyed the experience. I've enjoyed serving my town. And I've enjoyed serving alongside y'all. So it'll be tough to leave.
Yeah.
But like I said, for personal reasons, it's just the best for our family. So
How long have you been here in Kiowa?
15 years.
Wow.
And in the actual town, we moved to the county. In 02,
Wow.
so.
How long have you been on the board for, Jonathan?
I don't even, Trevor, how long has it been, Trevor?
6 years.
No,
Just trying to think that, because I figured out that I've been on the board. This is my 9th year. And so, because I started summer, I guess this might be my 10th year. I gotta look. I either started 16 or 17. It might have been 16 actually. And then I think I recruited you. Gosh, I want to say it was around 18 or 19. I was trying to remember. But
we have to think, where was I working, right? So I've been at Bobcat for 7, and I was another shop for 1, that's 8, and then in the middle of the other place, so 8.5
Yeah.
years.
Yep, that'd be about right.
Yeah. So there you have it.
But you'll remain on the board until your house sells, or?
Yes. And he's got to find a replacement, suitable replacement.
Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a must.
Yeah. Suitable replacement.
Yeah, we certainly
So,
appreciated you.
I will be handing in my resignation. But I wanted to make the announcement during the, this
well,
time.
we appreciate all you've done, Jonathan.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys.
Let's do that. We'll miss you.
Yeah. Thanks.
So that's how many people will we eat?
Connie's like, they're dropping like flies.
Right. Two more.
You can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll change.
We know where you lay
You know?
Get 'em.
Anyways,
Well, that's okay. Half of us can't either, so it's all good.
Been a pleasure working.
It really has.
Thanks.
Don't be a stranger. We're still
all
here. The
right.
town's still here. All the events are still
Yeah.
here. We still need all the help, Jonathan, so.
Just
That might
Jump
help.
up.
Me, Josh.
Just jump online for a meeting whenever you feel.
Yeah.
You can say nice things. You can say
Yeah.
Nice things.
Nice things.
Yeah.
Nice things.
Otherwise, I'm gonna change it.
Nice things.
Sasha, it's recording, Sasha.
Anybody else have
Okay.
anything they would like to share? Okay. All right, no more discussions. We'll move on to the town attorney. Mr. Attorney?
I don't have anything new other than the same old, which is you're being recorded. Video. Is the zoning code. We have this month should be planning commission's final meeting on the zoning code. And so it will be coming before the board at next month's meeting. After we do a proper notice of the public hearing, because you have to have a public hearing on it. But I compiled a clean copy that had all of the planning commission's recommendations and notes. That went out to the planning commission a couple weeks ago. I'm starting to get comments back from individual planning commission members or sending them to me directly, not to each other. Making sure that's a open OML statement there.
Yeah.
I will take their individual comments and incorporate them into this clean final copy that they can review at this next meeting next week, which at that point they should have a vote to approve it as a recommendation to move it up to the board. So the board will look at it next month.
You are going to love the organization of this.
Very good.
It's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm serious. I'm not even being, oh, I'm being dead serious. Because we all can speak to how this went the first time.
Yeah, we all know how. It's so organized. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it being done and done correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. And
And done. Did I say that? I
And
feel like we've been doing this for years.
excited about all of the amendments that will come to it once we start,
Right.
you know,
One thing.
our next process. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's gonna be done. And then the other one is that CML is this month. Are you gonna talk about that at all?
I was, unless you're gonna steal my thunder. But go ahead, speak on
So-
behalf, Josh.
I will be at CML learning all sorts of new CLE matters or continuing legal education matters that deal with municipal law. So I look forward to bringing the CLE issues forward to the board at the next meeting. Now, the CML has lots of different programs and meetings that occur, which I will leave to Administrator Boyd to be able to talk about.
I don't want to talk about all those.
So you
But-
can interpret those.
Yes.
Yeah, I love, and this is gonna sound silly to you, but I love that we have an attorney on board that believes in continued education and the significance in going to these things and bringing that back to us and sharing it with us in the best possible way. So we appreciate you for that.
I appreciate.
And I look forward to attending it with you. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I should go.
You're gonna try to sit by me?
every one of them.
I should go.
You're gonna love it.
With that, I received a scholarship to go.
Mhm.
So I'll be up there too at the end of the month. We're gonna be in Westminster, the 22nd through the 24th.
Fantastic, all three of you?
And the great thing is they have them
Yeah.
split up where they have workshops geared directly to attorneys and workshops geared directly to elected officials and workshops geared directly to administrators, managers. So we'll all be able to get our own piece, that's applicable to us and bring it back and
I
do
think
something
they'll-
useful with it.
They have a community kind of
luncheon.
share luncheon.
Yeah.
Where everybody can get together and share ideas.
To be clear, the town is not paying for me.
Yeah.
No, it is-
Oh, yeah, no,
You
that-
just said all three of you and I just clicked. I'm like, no, my firm pays for like
Right.
us as attorneys to go.
Well, and I wasn't meaning nothing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I know, but I just.
No, but it needs to be said
I
on
needed to say
record.
that, like, you triggered my mind, be like, oh, I need to make sure that the public knows,
okay.
like, the town does not cover my costs.
Right.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
like I said, mine is a paid scholarship through.
Her lodging and her registration for the conference are both paid for by CML.
That's fantastic.
So I think it's great that we all get to learn more, because I'm up for more education, because, this is an important position, obviously, and so I want to continue to learn more about the CML,
Yeah.
anything else that I can do to help our town.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So,
Okay, town administrator.
All right, I'm gonna start with Main Street. They got some pretty cool things happening. They've had a very productive month. They were focusing on their fundraising, community engagement, downtown beautification projects. They have started joining us for our Music in the Park events with their beverage tent. And while it's been a little slow because people are just getting the gist that there's actually a beverage tent during the events now, they have in 2 events raised $400 in fundraising back toward the Main Street program. So that's really good. So we have 2, 3,
One this month, one in July, 2 in August.
4 more. Yeah, 4 more to go for those. So looking ahead just for this weekend, they are hosting their second drive-in movie night this Saturday night at 8:30 in Kiowa High School's main parking lot. Their admission will be $10 per vehicle, concessions will be available, and the movie being shown is How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is it the
One
one?
weirdo.
The first one? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so
the
nothing live action.
Like the cartoon, yeah, the animated one, yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be this Saturday. They all have another one August 22nd, and that'll be Goonies.
Train Dragon 2.
Nope, Goonies. We're gonna save that one for next year. Yes. We've been talking earlier this evening, their first major public art project will begin installation by Some Girls in a Mural next Monday at 40 Mile. We do thank 40 Mile for agreeing to let us do that. It's going to be a big thing for Kiowa. So we're real excited.
Super cool.
The girls are so excited about coming into Kiowa and doing it here too. Yeah.
And your barn gets a fun paint job.
Yeah. Yeah. So we ask you guys to encourage all the residents and anybody you talk to come by, stop throughout the week, watch the girls' installation, take pictures of the installation, post pictures of the installation, just, hype it up. It's really good. Don't block the construction on the bridge because that's frowned upon. Take a picture, get
I was
going.
gonna say,
Yeah,
you drive over it enough right now, you might fall through.
you might fall through it. Yeah.
Starting tomorrow.
On the heel of that mural project, our local artist, Deb Nom, who's helped us with our board out front and some other art projects, is heading up a community mural project for Main Street program. And she will be coordinating that and running that on Saturday, June 20th in Nordman Park. That will start at 1 and go till 4 p.m. And then it'll carry on through the Music in the Park event that starts at 4. But they're going to have 5 panels that'll be up, numbered for painting for the community to come and pick the color and corresponding paint that goes, the number and the corresponding color that goes with it, and add to the murals. The series is called Birds of the Plain. So all of the murals are going to be a bird known out here to the Eastern Plains in the Elbert County area. So that'll be really good. We have not had any discussion as to where those will be placed when they're finalized. But so more to come on that one. Let's see. That's all I had for Main Street. Josh, as Josh and Mayor said, we'll be attending CML conference in Westminster the week of June 22nd. So we will be there that week. And like they said, we're looking forward to I look forward to learning from the other managers. It makes me feel better about us and myself when I realize that a lot of our challenges are shared, not just by small rural municipalities. Some of them are shared by large municipalities. And it's really great hearing the different ways that they approach those and they fix them. We share them and we collaborate. And those are a lot of things we are able to bring back. Funding opportunities. I learn about funding opportunities in different areas that we're trying to tackle specific problems. So I learn a lot in those areas and best practices for our municipality. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I really don't have any grant updates this month. I will have one for sure next month that you all will love. But I do continue to pursue outside funding opportunities aggressively to reduce some of our burdens that we're constantly under. So that's all I have for reports.
And what about public works?
I have nothing for Public Works right now.
Alright. Any more discussion items we need to know?
I do. I have a discussion item I want to bring up tonight. It's kind of along the lines of what Trevor was saying earlier when we were talking about the memorial on State Highway 86. We lost Daryl Abbey this year, and it kind of Sasha and I struggle with it. Trevor can speak to the years that that man put into this community and all of the different areas that he did. And this year is actually the 50th year anniversary of the ice cream social that he created for Kiowa. And I am collaborating with Elbert County News to highlight that leading up to our ice cream social. But one other thing I'd like to do, and I want to discuss it with you guys, and Josh and I have discussed it. We were going to bring it to the July meeting, but I want to preface it here, is creating a scholarship program from the town to the kids at Kiowa School in community service and civics, kind of honoring Daryl Abbey and in his name. I did get with the auditor and Josh, and we can offer an annual scholarship up to $1,500. So we could split that in 3 individual $500 ones or one $1,500 one, or however you want to break that down. The advice by the auditor is to keep it at that amount annually and maintain a separate checking account or a separate account for that to keep accurate accounting of that. Rather than keep track of the fund, he wants a whole separate account created at the bank for it.
That's correct.
Yeah, and we can accept donations toward it, into it, but
Excuse me, are we discussing this with Polly?
we've not discussed this with Polly yet. I don't want to approach her and discuss it with her first, without you all agreeing that that's something you would be interested in pursuing. His daughter.
Daryl lost a wife a couple years ago, and then his son. And
Polly's the only one left.
so anyway, I think it's a fabulous idea myself, to honor Mr. Abbey. And I would kind of like to do that at, say something significant at the ice cream social.
That's the goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the goal. I would like to make it public knowledge and make it part of our program for the event. Since it is his event.
It was his, yeah.
And I think it needs to be.
And then would it be, I mean, we can almost use that event when we award the scholarship.
To award it every year?
Yeah.
I like
And I almost wonder going forward, if he always did it to celebrate Colorado Day. And I remember when I was a little kid and he'd have a band or, music down at the park, which is cool how that's evolved. And even when I was in high school, half the time we provided the trailer for the band, for the ice cream social. And I don't know if it's kind of late this year, but if we're moving forward, the Colorado Day celebration, or like a Daryl Abbey Memorial Colorado Day celebration ice cream social, because I mean that truly was. I mean, you nailed it. When he owned what's now Patty Ann's, that was a grocery store, and that was like his deal. And he would. I remember he had a trunk bigger than the desk I'm sitting at, and they'd take it over there and set it up, and they'd serve ice cream out of it, and it was kind of like the cool public event for the town. The fair, the county fair was kind of designed more for outside of the, for the entire county, but his deal was built for the residents in the town, and yeah, when I was Hilton and Brecklin's age, that was like the fun thing to go to. So
I think it's a fitting year to put it in place.
Agree.
Yeah, we'll need to work on those specific language for the scholarship program,
mhm.
because we'll need to create it. It'll need to be designed in a way that doesn't run into any constitutional issues, because the Constitution of Colorado basically says that municipalities can't donate or give gifts to private entities or individuals, but we can if we set it up in a way that it's for a public purpose. So we'll really want to make sure that the language of the scholarship program
Falls in line with that
really
requirement.
connects this donation or gift or scholarship to community, as
And
you're
that's
saying.
why we're at civic
We use
and
it for.
community service, yeah.
So it would be a program that we need to draft and work on. There will be questions involved about, is it 1, is it 2, is it 3?
Right.
If there's funding that's going into it from outside sources other than the town, is the scholarship each year going to be capped at $500 per person if there's 3 people? That way it allows it to continue going on even if funding can't occur one year, or is it that, someone gets a windfall, where
And
if
donates to
someone
the-
does a lot of a big donation one year, does the next year? So those kind of questions will work out through the actual program. Whether or not the program itself is ready to be adopted in July, it probably won't be, but that doesn't mean that the board can't adopt a resolution basically doing like what we do with grant funds, which is we're going to be doing this. Like, we are going to put in place this program, and then we would just bring the actual program to the board, when it's ready. Whenever we
Okay.
have it together, but we can still make that announcement. We can still have a resolution that says we're doing it, because but we wouldn't even be able to do the first scholarship until next year. If we wanted to do it in July, or we'll have
We'll
to
do it on August 1st.
August 1st.
Colorado Day, August 1st. And that's when we have the annual ice cream socials,
Yeah.
August 1st.
It would fall over to the next year in August, because we have to also have to budget it and appropriate.
Yeah, and Trevor, I'm thinking about this. School starts
Yeah.
after August 1st, so it's gonna have to be something that we work with the school on. And it'll probably have to be one that, I don't know.
So we announce it this
Well,
year. And
You
then start-
announce that you're going to do it this year, then you set up your timelines and your committees, like all applications will be due, July 1 of it'd be 2027.
Make it like a summer application then.
Yeah, and then you award it at the deal, but yeah, you set it up.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
I think it's fitting to do it on August 1st.
Absolutely. And even if we know who it is formally, where the formal deal is, but we know who it is. So let's say it's, I don't know, Joe Blow, and you decide to do 1,000 for one and 500 for the other. You set up a big poster with their pictures and where they're going to college or
Oh, heck yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
deal.
opposed to even putting it if they're going to a trade school, because
That's big out here. That's a lot of kids go to that. My son went to that, I'm sorry, but trade schools are paying.
So the
Big bucks
scholarship
now.
would be for like post-college funds, or what would it be? Would it be tied to anything in specific?
I don't know.
That's one thing we would need to-
Is it tied toward books or
Yeah.
something? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could potentially, because, Jesse needed to do that when he went into the tech school. So we just, lots of things to work through
Yeah.
in a short period of time.
A lot of scholarships, they send them directly to
The school.
the school depending.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are like, if you are going to do a focus on, community programming or on something that's going to be community based, versus someone who's like, I'm going in pre-med,
Yeah.
we would have an ability to make arguments
of a scholarship going towards someone who's trying to do something community-based versus being like, here's your pre-med. Because that's a little too private. So those kind of things we'd have to work out.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
we
agree.
should send out a survey. With the information that we want for the scholarship. From each board person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John?
And again, like coming up with the scholarship program will take a little bit of time. We'll work through it. But that doesn't mean we cannot announce that we're doing it
At the August fair.
at this.
Right.
Yeah.
But it will be in place for.
Yeah.
So it won't, so we'll be working on it and then they can apply.
Next July.
Next August or July.
And then we announce,
That
At the
would be
ice cream
seniors that have already graduated or seniors that are getting ready.
we got to work that out. Yeah, we got to work that out. Got that far. I just know I wanted to.
Probably a question for the future, but how do you pick who gets those scholarships?
I think it's gonna have to be the board sitting down. I mean, this is me. I think it should be the board.
There's gonna be
The town, it's gonna be an application process, but I think the board should vet those. And what that looks like, I don't know. But if it's the town awarding it, it shouldn't be.
You can set up, similar like what you do with RFPs, you can set up a scoring system that will basically give everyone who's reviewing the applications a set guidelines to follow from a scoring standpoint. And then a lot of times it'd be a blind application, so you would be, each board member would score each application. And then whatever application gets the most points would be like first.
Grading rubric.
Yeah. That's one method. You can also have them come in person and give a presentation to you,
I like that.
on what they're doing. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go about selecting who wins and who doesn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, have them come in and talk to us since it's gonna be community oriented focus, maybe, and I'm pretty sure they would have to do a speech class, public speaking, that kind of thing. So I think that would,
Heck, maybe we get Polly involved in it.
yeah, that's what I
You know?
mean. She could be in on the betting too.
Mhm.
The thing with, Polly, well, she was a teacher here for years.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That
was-
makes sense.
My fourth grade teacher,
Was she really?
Yes.
my first teacher in Kiowa.
I was in the first class she taught in Kiowa.
Right.
Oh,
So when did she retire? 3 years ago? 4 years ago? She's retired.
She comes back and she still does like substitution sometimes. So
Oh.
she's actually taught my kids as well.
Okay, good. Love it. Yeah. I think
that's
it's a great
great.
idea.
That's all I wanted to discuss.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I love that idea. I think that's wonderful.
So what we can do is we can work on putting together. What I've done before with other clients is put together basically here are different options. Here's one way you can set it up, and here's another way. And basically you present that to the board, and the board can kind of like talk about the different options, but then it's all in front of them.
I like that. It's kind of like the renderings we saw tonight,
Yeah, which I really like number, I'm just kidding.
Which
They
one
weren't
do you like?
numbered.
Well, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
not to digress. They were A, B, and C, but I will tell you this, and I was very pleased to see this. They were very urban when I saw them earlier this week, and I just cautioned them that you are in Eastern Plains, Colorado, and those are way too urban to be setting
Yeah,
right in the middle of town center in Kiowa. And they went back and they added brick and wood and all of that on the outside, and they are much more aesthetically pleasing
Yeah.
than they were the other day.
I like that granite benches and.
Yeah, they worked real hard on it, and then they took really good, they were very good with the criticism given the other day, and
It was
Uh,
constructed.
it was, yeah, it was. And I just told him, I said, I feel like I've been here long enough. I can say, you're probably gonna have an issue with that, or I will have an issue with that. Like,
That's
the,
probably the last time I was-
the dumb way. Well, they were, but Jeff came back and he says, I do appreciate we really haven't had anybody that is direct with their feedback. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
stop.
I can get,
I
wasn't
don't.
there to soften the blow.
I wasn't like that, but I just felt, for instance, the first one, they had the dumbwaiter at the back of the building, and I understand her thought process in it in getting the stuff downstairs. But my thought, as I'm looking at this, is what if I have a disabled employee? They can only get it downstairs on the dumbwaiter, and then it stays down there until somebody else goes down there and puts it somewhere. I'm like, that doesn't mean the whole goal is to better meet ADA requirements. And so that was a problem. And then there was one rendering, they had the conference room coming in the front door. Well, they originally had Sasha there all by herself. And I told them from my background, I'm looking at that and I'm like red flags just going off everywhere. I said, if somebody's going to come in here and they're going to cause issue, it's going to be with Sasha at that window over a payment or something else. And she's the first one they see. And now she's isolated from everybody else in the building that's on lockdown. So I'm like, she needs to be back here with the rest of us. Put a conference room there, but put her back here with the rest of us, instead of leaving her up there with a gunman.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, we never thought about that. What's wrong with her brain?
They obviously.
On the elevators,
Yeah.
real quick on the elevators. The one on the county courthouse, well, I call it the courthouse, but now it's administration building. But on the red brick building downtown Kiowa, they added that elevator externally to that building. And they also did the ramp and the pathways and everything to that. The thing that I will caution us on this is there was a soil issue down there when they installed that. So they had to over dig it to get the soils right. And all I know is it's a dirty booger in elevators. I mean, uh, they're they're nothing but headaches. That's what, like, they're talking about Kiowa schools on the grant deal. Don't put in an elevator. Just don't. Because
Yeah, public building.
You have
all
to
it
in
is,
a public building,
all
though.
it is, huh?
You have to in a public building, though, to meet ADA requirements for the state.
Yeah.
No, you don't have two-story buildings. Period.
Oh.
I mean, just don't do it because the headaches caused by elevators are not worth it. And we're not bad because we're within an hours of Denver. But if you start looking at schools like, for instance, Flagler or Holly or Lamar, where now you got this trip time from Denver, Colorado Springs, all the way down there, it, it's it's insane, and they don't hold up. You got to inspect them every year, certify them every year. It's
And now I
dumb.
do it with the lift at the shop every year.
Just create a long ramp inside.
Don't even.
A hallway that
Kind of like the Denver Broncos Stadium, the
Yeah.
switchbacks that get all the way up.
Just a hallway that goes up.
I was thinking the university stadium, it's just big.
I can see
Yeah.
a lot of children
One-
waiting with their parents having a lot of fun.
Yes, skateboarders paradise.
Not inside.
Yeah.
One thing I caught on to, because I get to deal with them a lot, is executive sessions.
I mentioned that
Having
to
a
them.
conference room that is
Yes.
off of the meeting room, because
Yes.
trying to be like, all right, everybody out.
I did mention that to them when they have. So the girl, the big,
Not easy. It's better to be able to
have them leave. Yes. And I did bring that to their attention. The girl that did the first one, hers was really urban the first time I saw it. Like it was burgundy color and it was very urban. And she had the public bathroom inside the boardroom. And I said, why is the public bathroom not in the lobby area where people come in and see Sasha? And she's like, well, because they'll be leaving the meeting to go to the bathroom. I said, they'll be coming in the building to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Period. They come in here because we're a public facility and they assume as a public facility that we have a public bathroom, which we do. We have two. And I don't really want people in and out of my boardroom all the time just because that's where we put the bathroom.
Yeah, plus you also don't want to be in the middle of a meeting and someone's going in and out of it.
Because they got directed in there to use the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like he said, there is things with each one that I love, and there's things with each one that I'm like, that just doesn't work at all. And I'll tell you, Trevor, the thought process behind this is trying to generate a revenue toward the town. In another way, we know that there are people coming in this town that really are seeking office space in downtown Kiowa. We don't want them down in the town center because we want to reserve that for retail and restaurants and things like that. So it's providing a place right now to lease out office space for people looking for office space here in Kiowa as a revenue stream to the town. And then when the town grows, which it arguably will now with the school being moved and that's going to be developed on, as we grow, there's going to be a need for more staff and more room. And that allows us to move into that easily without having to, where are we going to put another building?
So we tried that, and this was back when Maria was town manager. We were going to lease out office space in that building there, and CIRSA wouldn't approve it.
Well, this building's not, that's what Jeff was saying when he first came in. This building is not configured in a way that's conducive to municipal work. It's great for a health clinic. And I was approached by a previous mayor who kind of told me I was putting in civilians here in this building and office space set right out in the middle where Sasha and I have conversations and conduct work. And I just said, absolutely no. You can't just bring people in. It's like having people sit in our executive sessions during the day. Layman people can't just come in here and hold an office space in here with the type of work that we do and the conversations that are had. So having that separated upstairs away from all the work down here is beneficial. How it's set up right now, it can't work that way. There's no privacy and confidentiality with the setup that we have right now.
I think we'd be ahead to figure out how to sell that property then and try to build.
Where are we going to build? Iowa.
Figure out if we can build it over towards the Justice Center.
You just buy land outside and then annex it in.
Buy the piece of ground next to the post office, build it there. I mean, I don't.
That's a happening.
Let's put a shed there. You're reducing my office, Trevor.
No, we'll just make it 5 stories.
You looked into property taxes all on that? I'm curious.
I don't pay property taxes. I'm a municipality.
What about when you're renting an office space out too?
No, lawyer, that's your job.
All right, I was asking if you.
We will be, because what's good for the.
Yeah, I just have the ideas that you make it work.
If you wanted to look at a place to build, what about next to the town shop across from my house?
Yeah.
The new house or stop it. Oh, sorry. I'm on a roll. I haven't had further input.
That is an option. That's a thought. I mean, if it's going to cost as much to do this building as it would to build but see, that's why the county is trying to lease up all of our spaces because they can't afford to build their own building. My thought is, you can't build your own building. Come pay us. We'll let you set your butt up in our offices upstairs.
We'll get money out of one.
I'd like to see the financial study on that because I think it's a loser.
You think so?
One thing to consider, IGA with the county where they just have their space inside the building and the town has its space underneath the agreement, but the town continues to own the property. It's just the building that would be split for an X amount of years. But then the county actually helps pay for the building as
See,
well.
this is why I have the ideas and you make them happen, Josh.
I
It doesn't
think
have to be the way
Lyman-
I see it, just make it happen.
Lyman does that.
As long as we get streets and waters fixed first.
We're working on
Infrastructure.
it. Yeah, we're working
What
on
we're
it.
doing, we got a lot of things going right now, Trevor, you're not aware of.
Lyman shares the museum, police department and the town
Oh,
administration.
we can move to the museum.
They have a very nice town hall too.
Kim, did I, that he, or like everyone gave you, cause I mean, sometimes it would flash over to like the screen and I could see it behind you, but for the most
He's-
part, I have to use my imagination.
I'm so sorry about that too. He's gonna email it to me. He took his thumb drive, he's gonna email it to me, and then I'm gonna send it out to all of you guys.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're
That's what
welcome.
Trevor said too, sometimes you couldn't see it.
Yeah, and Trevor, I'm sorry, I did not see your comments until I got his screen down, because it took up the whole screen. And then once I took his screen down, then I saw your comments, Trevor. All right.
All right, any other discussion this evening? Okay,
I'd like to discuss adjourning.
is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'd like to make.
Somewhat.
Trevor and Jonathan, every single meeting.
Okay, so this meeting is adjourned at 9:29
Those in favor?
PM. Those in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Trevor's first one to say aye every time too.
Bailey?
Yep,
Okay.
I just
So
have a vision of Bailey getting beat up.
we are
She's not
adjourning
talking.
at
I have done everything I can to avoid my children.